Gang, we want to thank everybody for all the love and support on the Route 66 special. It is out now. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and check it out.
Yeah, and the Back on the Block tour starts this week. Tickets still available for Pontiac, Michigan, March 8th. March 11th, Milwaukee Improv. And then March 14th, Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Fillmore. Get your tickets on garbage.com. We'll see you there.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite podcast. This is Are You Garbage?
Oh, yeah.
It's that little show we sit there with your favorite comedians, and we find out if they're good to be classy.
Yeah.
Or they're just a big old piece of trash.
Wei Jianjing.
I'm your host.
I was about to go, trash.
I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a glorious day. We're out back here at Tootie's in the New Edition. She's out hitting the links, believe it or not.
Okay.
She's working on her short game for the spring.
All right.
You know, little winter rules.
Sure.
She's got a caddy, lets her in.
All right.
Whatever.
Jesus
My
Christ.
co-host coming at you right next to me, unamused this
Swinging
week.
a
He's a
miss.
tough laugh, this kid. My co-host, CEO of Are You Garbage, international businessman, Kevin James Ryan.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube, and now full video available on Spotify. Check that out. Then the greatest website of all time, www.patreon.com/areyougarbage. Check that out.
Check out that Route 66 tour. Cooking over there on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't be more excited to have two of our incredibly special guests here with us today. Two of the absolute funniest, two of the best, couple of good-looking kids, too, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the history Hyenas.
Yeah,
Yannis
mommy and
Pappas
daddy.
and Chrissy
Mommy and daddy.
Distefano. We
Mommy-
got the boys here.
Yeah, the mommy and daddy here, we reconciled. The divorce has been rescinded.
We're back. We got the kids back. We got everybody. Well, we lost a couple of kids in the divorce, but that's okay. But Yanni, my wife,
Not for long. Go to patreon.com/historyhyenas. Yeah.
I hear the sex is better than ever.
We're gonna have a battle of the Patreons.
Well, the sex is better than ever because Yanni, my wife, lost the weight. Yanni's weighing in at 196 now. It's the first time I see my lady.
kid.
First time I see my lady under 200 pounds.
Yanni, you did come in really first day of school in it. You got the new boots on.
That's a
You got
guy
the chain.
whose wife dressed him. Put on your boots. He's got his brand new Carhartt boots on. Ain't never seen you outside.
You know what I really don't like now about this era is every person asks me, "Are you doing something?"
Ozempic.
It's just everyone.
What are you on?
Yeah,
you
did you
doing
do
it?
it naturally? It's like
Yeah, and then you say, no, I'm just on repressed childhood memories. That's what I'm eating.
it's called depression.
It's called depression.
yeah,
They don't know the value of an old weight bench in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Cranking it out to some Blue Oyster Cult.
No, you know the problem is the ceiling in my garage is too low, so I can't get a treadmill, or else I'd go through the
I don't think
sheetrock.
that's a garage.
I was going to say, what is it,
That's
for
a crawl
tricycle?
space.
It's only for convertibles?
Yeah, unfortunately, my garage is a little bit of a problem. It's got low ceilings.
Why don't you get a lift for the garage? Why don't we raise the ceiling a
We
little
have
bit?
to
Raise the roof.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
Kippy's
on. That
crew
doesn't
over
make
there.
any sense. How do you get the car in there?
The car, when I pop the hood, I have to control the pop, so it doesn't hit the. I got to open it by hand. and
What?
So
hold
if you
it.
had like an SUV, you can't get one in there.
You can't get one in there.
Is it a drop ceiling?
No, it's not even a drop ceiling. It's just when they built it, I guess it was built for Chinese.
Right.
I guess the previous owners
Is
were
it connected to the house or a detached
It's
garage?
standalone.
It's underneath.
It's underneath. Okay,
Oh,
'cause
you're on
I'm
a hill.
I'm not
I'm
interested
on a
in
hill.
He's on a hill. That's
a
what
guy who
matters. He's
knows
on a
his
hill.
suburbs.
Kid's on a hill.
Yeah. That's a kid who should have been in construction.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. It's underneath the house?
It's underneath the house, underneath the floor of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go down his driveway.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
would
have one of
presume.
those?
But we got a nice clean coat of white that's covering up all the imperfections, so it looks like a finished
Gorgeous.
garage.
Wait, you have a driveway that goes down?
The driveway goes down the hill.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yep.
down the hill. So
That's
which
very
you sit-
old school Queens, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's where they killed Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
Yeah, right there. Throw him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a house. For me, the garage.
You're renting again.
I'm renting again.
This kid's he calls me, I buy a house, we start talking. He goes, how's the house going? I go, great. He goes, best decision you can ever make. Next text right away, he goes, I sold my house. I'm going back
what
to
it
an
is.
apartment.
I said,
Chrissy's
look-
got two roommates again.
I said, listen, the mortgage rates are the lowest they've ever been in history. I bought during that time.
Sure. Sure.
I said, let me wait till they triple, then I'm going to sell.
And you
and
did.
that's what I did. And that's what I did because I like a little bit of the chaos, and it's a regrettable decision. But I will tell you this: is I've been trying to look at a couple of houses again, and I'm just listening. Anyone on Zillow, anyone listening to me, any real estate agents that I may or may not hire, because I'm always firing them and hiring them. I'm not looking for houses with detached garages. I need the garage attached to the house because that's where I put the gym. I don't pull my car into the garage. I put my gym equipment in the garage, and I leave the car outside the garage, and I just wipe the fucking snow off like an American.
Yeah, that's an American way to do it.
It is.
You made a few bucks on the house, the Staten Island house.
I made a few bucks on the house, but
If you
I
consider breaking even, making a few bucks.
yes. Well, I was going to say if you consider if you consider making a few bucks,
Which I do.
right? If you consider making a few bucks, meaning $4, then yes, that's because I completely renovated the entire kitchen and bathrooms, and then I sold it a month later.
You never got into when you were gonna make the pool all one level.
No, I did do that as well. Yes, and then
He turned his pool into a koi pond.
He spent a couple coins on renovating it for the nice
The next
family who
guy.
bought
yeah,
it. Yeah.
and then the beautiful Palestinian family that bought it, they are enjoying a nice new home.
That's good for you. You're a good guy now.
Well, that's what I said. I said, and that's the one way I'm helping with the war here. As I gave the Palestinians a home on Staten Island, and then, but I also, I got
With a 2-foot pool.
Yeah.
here. I gave the Palestinians my house, and I gave my Jewish accountant the money.
There you
the
go.
transaction. So I help both sides.
And that's why we've been on the horn with Netanyahu trying to figure out how to get it back.
Yes.
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
You
and
just said that like AI.
He made it sound like he's an Apache.
Yeah, and I don't know why his face isn't on chocolate drink bottles, and they're calling him Net and Yoo-Hoos. I don't know why they're not doing that, because every time I hear that guy's name, it makes me think of a fucking Yoo-Hoo, and I think they should combine the marketing.
Yeah.
And there's no milk in that.
There is no.
That's dairy-free Yoo-Hoo.
Dairy-free.
Big
and
fan.
We were speaking about the Yuka app before. This app, it's not a sponsor. I don't have any. I would love for them to get involved, but you start scanning different foods on this app. It's called Yuka, Y-U-K-A, and you start seeing the chemicals. Every food gets a score.
Chemies.
Like this right here. Here, let me do this. Let's scan these puppies. Jesus Christ. Danish butter cookies, 24 out of 100, folks.
Is that good or bad?
Bad.
That's
It's
below-
red, bad. Additives. It's got additives. It's got saturated fat. It's got calories. It's got sugar. It's got
calories. No shit, it's got calories.
Hey, stop it. You're making Foley hungry.
Somebody get RFK out of here.
Well, Foley. But
commie
He's coming
bastard.
after Wendy's.
But here's what I
It's
like.
an American institution.
Right, but here's what I like about this app is if it just told me the food's bad, I'd say, thank you. How does it fucking help me? This food gives you recommendations.
Alternative?
So Royal Danish butter cookies get a 24 out of 100, but for 72 out of 100, which is good, you can get T-Rusk whole wheat crispy cookies.
I'd rather eat my own asshole, dude.
Or sugar-free fiber biscuits
Oh, my
for
God.
66 out of 100. Or
How are those only 66? That should be 100 to me.
Riboflavins
Sugar-free?
where the flavor is.
Or you can get Avincol. I don't know what that is. That's a 66.
My cousin had that.
That's what killed the Indians.
Yes. Or you
We
can
put
get
that on some
fucking-
blankets.
Or Matilde Vincenzi ladyfingers don't seem so bad, and that's a 51.
Now, those are all
They
right.
should call that app No Fun.
Yeah,
No,
dude,
yeah.
that's,
Get outta
man,
here.
talk about a tough hang. New Chrissy's a tough hang.
Tough hang.
I don't like this RFK poking his nose
I'll
around.
scan this fucking water right now. Natural water, Fiji water, 100 out of 100, folks.
That's
This
just from the sink, though. We
all-
filled them up.
This is all good. But
God.
get the Yuka app. It's healthy. This kid's mom uses it, and she's a CEO.
Chrissy's the king of new things.
Yeah.
Chrissy's, every time I see him, he's got a new thing.
What do you do with the gym equipment now? Where's that? Do you have a storage locker somewhere?
No, I have a detached garage, and the thing is, if the
So are you? What's
I
that?
thought
Are
you
you
were in an
living like?
apartment.
Are you living like like King of Queens, Doug Heffernan? It's
100%.
that kind of
That's
house.
how we're living right now. We got in-the-wall air conditioners. We take them in, I got the air conditioner. I got to lift the window up and put the AC unit in. I got no central AC.
Move to the burbs like Yanni. What are you doing?
She doesn't want to move there.
This is my theory on Chrissy. It's just you got to understand you're dealing with a kid from Ridgewood, Queens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain things that makes those kids comfortable.
Dude, look at his jaw. Whenever Yanni say
or the
he's a kid from Queens, he gets all caveman on you.
That's the
Right.
bottom. That's when the bottom jaw comes out.
Jaw comes out.
Fans
Go
love
Mets!
that.
Yeah.
You know something good's coming. So he's just a kid. There's certain things that just he needs to be comfy.
I
There's just
respect
certain
that.
things.
Yeah, so I need an AC that I got to put in the window.
Yeah, plug in.
I
You
gotta
like
plug
plugging one in.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. My house in Staten Island was too fancy. I didn't have any lights that I could put a string on and pull down. So I was like, I need to pull these fucking lights. I'm going to pull the lights out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
So I need that. But I do need now the one amenity that I'm looking for is I want the garage attached to the house because I got my gym equipment right now in my detached garage in my house. And even though it's just a 5-foot walk, I never use the gym. It's got to be attached to the house.
So you think if it's closer than 5, if it's 2 feet, you're going to go?
If it's attached to the house, I use it. If it's not attached to the house, I don't use it.
That shit could be in my bedroom.
That makes
Yeah,
sense to me.
that's Foley level denial, and I
Yeah.
respect it.
Yeah.
You got all the equipment out there in the garage?
Yeah, and I
Jesus.
won't freaking use it, and I should, but if it's attached to the house, I use it, and I make up the excuse. Hey, I got kids, I can't be not in the same physical space as them if nobody's watching them. But if the garage is attached to the house, I say to kids, hey, sit there, put on Netflix, put on the cartoons. Daddy's going to do his pull-ups and hit the weights.
You can still yell in, tell them to start a sauce.
Right.
Yeah. So I could stand and say, hey, get off the couch, stop hitting your sister. And then I go back to the fucking treadmill.
That's how you know how probably difficult it is to be his real estate agent. They probably show him like a beautiful house, detached garage. You know, what if it's a foreclosure sale? Let's talk.
Great price.
Yeah, great price, $1 million. It's
Turnkey.
really a $10 million house. He's going like the garage was on the house. We're taking it.
I've
brother.
never
We
had.
can't guarantee you can smell calzones when you
Yeah.
come outside in the morning.
Here's the thing, and I've been told by 2 different people, this is the first time they did this ever in their careers, and they both did it to me. I've been dropped by 2 real estate agents. So real estate agents never drop anybody. I mean, you find these people on Zillow, and I've been dropped by 2 of them.
Yeah.
In
How's
the
that
span of
breakup call go?
They say, we saw the most recent one that we were looking at houses in Westchester. I was trying to get out to the burbs. They showed us 12 houses that all could have worked, and we said no to all of them.
Up high Westchester, like Yanni, or
We
down
went
low
all
West?
over.
You're
We went all
all
over.
all over the map.
And then the agent on the 12th one said, listen, if this one doesn't work for you,
I'm going to kill myself.
I totally understand, but I'm not the guy. I can't help you. Find someone else or find a different location, but I'm wasting too much time now because I'm coming out here and I've shown you multiple homes that would work, and you're finding reasons. Said, I want you to talk to each other. And
You guys don't know what you're
do
doing.
you actually really want to move?
Probably not.
Right, and the answer is probably not.
Okay.
The answer is, I mean, she has asked me, my girl has asked me to go knock on the people's door of the house we sold to and ask to buy it back. And
Really?
I'm like, I probably can't do that. But then I fucking sent the text to the agent anyway, and they said they would consider it, but you got to wait till next October because it's some tax law.
Well,
Right.
if you knock on the door and just say, hey, the whole neighborhood just became Jewish, maybe they'll be convinced to sell.
Yeah.
But it really is. It's like we got to launch another crusade to get that house back.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're going to get the house back, probably going to pay more than you bought, more than you
Absolutely.
sold it
Try
for.
to tell that to a woman.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Try to tell that to a woman. Say, hey, honey, I made a mistake. The house is twice as much and the interest rate is 3 times as much. She would say, buy the fucking house back.
Dude, if you
That's what
buy
it
the
is.
same house again.
Could you
Dude,
imagine?
that is lottery winner trash.
When I
level.
was going to say,
That's
would I
crazy.
be an all-time Hall of Famer in the Are You Garbage
Kinda-
world?
You
Oh
got
my
to nominate
God.
him if he does
I mean,
that.
If he
that
does
probably-
that,
yeah,
a
that's-
Hall of Fame?
Now, what would you be willing to pay over what you sold it for?
You got to think this interest rate's coming in about 7%.
$100 grand?
I bought it at 2.8% interest rate. So
Jesus Christ, it's like free money.
yeah, I fucked up.
Even if you wanted to move, you should have rented it out and just
I
kept
mean-
it.
Oh, Yanni.
What do you think the last 2 years on? I would say if there's 7 days a week, 5 out of the 7, I wake up in the middle of the night sweating because of these decisions.
I mean, you're something else.
It's something else.
But here's the
something
thing.
else.
If you don't like the area, or if you're and I completely understand what you're saying. Not that I'm from the city, but I'm so ingrained in it now. We think about moving out of the city. I just got to have it around me a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy out there in the burbs, even though Staten Island's still in the city, but that was a very suburban area.
Yeah.
That was a nice area.
But we were in the
if
burbs.
the King of Queens house, though.
You can't. There's got to be a meet in the middle. So I'm saying, hun, why don't we just rent a dope apartment? I work in the city every day. The kids will love it. Our son can still go to high school where he doesn't have to change schools. Let's get a beautiful apartment in the city. And she says no.
In the city of Manhattan.
In Manhattan. And she says not.
You want like a nice one that you see on like Suits or something.
Yeah,
like
get
that.
a fucking
get like
nice
Florida
one.
windows.
Get a nice one, but
Florida
a
ceiling.
rental. But a rental.
Rent it out.
I'm renting out. I'm not looking to buy right now, but it's not.
It's not a great time to buy.
It's not a great time to buy,
not a
but the
great time.
women just
It's a
don't
bad time.
they just don't understand that. That's not the language they speak.
Right.
You're not
So now you just have to
wrong.
fucking kind of sit here and just deal with it and just kind of keep saying, I can't afford it. And then it gets to the point where it says, well, then just go find the guy who fucking will.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I mean, forget about the house for a minute. You got some other planning to do. You just popped the question, didn't you?
That's right, cuz.
You got that coming up.
That's right.
What's that looking like, Yanni?
Oh, well,
They're going to change the venue 9 different times.
well, it's looking like a lab-grown diamond. When you propose after 10 years, you already fucking bought the horse. You get the lab-grown diamond.
What it is.
Those things came into fashion at just the right time.
Well,
You put a quarter in the machine and you
say,
turn.
here you go, sweetie.
Open the oven. Nah, needs another 2-3 hours. Close it
Yeah,
up.
I proposed to her. I got the ring at Six Flags.
It only cost me 400 tickets.
That's what it is. Yeah, so we're doing that, and then you know,
Where'd you go for the diamond?
Where'd you pop the question?
I don't know. In
You
the
went
house.
to fucking Zales. Where do you think
Or
it
at
is?
Zales. In the house, right there in the house, Monday morning, 7 a.m., right in front of the kids.
You called the Palestinian, trying to ask her to marry her back in the old
Back in the
house.
Yeah, could I do that? But no. So
It was a beautiful proposal. When you have kids, I thought it was really touching.
right with the kids right in front.
Somebody filmed it.
Somebody filmed it.
Was it
My
your
stepson filmed it. My stepson
because
filmed it.
technically he wasn't. You wanted him for your. I mean, he's technically.
He said right.
Yeah.
He's probably pushing for
He
it.
was technically working it. He was working the event.
But it's beautiful. You say in the special you got 3 kids. You put them in there.
Always. Yeah, you gotta include everybody. The thing is with me, I'm all inclusive.
He's in there with an asterisk.
Right.
Right.
No. He's in
in
there.
full?
No, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He's fully in.
Sure.
He's fully 100% in as much as the other kids. Just the other kids, there's no way out. He's got a way out.
Right.
So you know what I mean? He's fully in, but he could. It doesn't have to be forever with him. With my kid's got to be forever.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So he's got a way out. If he doesn't like me, he can walk away. But we're getting along great. My daughters, unfortunately, can't leave. I will lock them in the basement like that German guy that locked his daughter in the basement.
like
for 28
Ariel
years.
Castro.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
What are we thinking as far as the nuptials? Because I just tied the knot, got married.
Congratulations.
A lot of poor financial decisions in that.
I'm an
Are you-
ordained minister.
are
Do
you
it on
going
the
down the
cheap.
same road?
I'll do it on the cheap.
Are you going big?
No, I don't think we're gonna go big because we've
She
been
doesn't
together.
want big?
No, because we've been together so long. I don't think she wants big. I think if we still own the house, I think actually selling the house is saving me from the big time wedding because I'm saying to her, I can't spend all our money on the wedding and the you have to pick what's more important to you. And she says the house. So that's what it is. So I think that's why it's better.
You guys are going to be one of those couples that gets divorced and remarried like 3 times.
Just like the house.
Just do it, get in a fight, go down to City Hall, lock
I'm
it back
addicted
up.
to losing and getting it back.
That's where the rush
what
comes.
Yanni said.
You
Yeah.
gotta stay at the table.
Yeah.
You stay
Gambling.
at the table.
You stay at the
That's-
table.
Stay at the table, ride it out.
Destination Vegas, eloping,
City Hall.
100 people.
Listen, the thing is, I only ever leave the confines of New York City when I have to go work.
Okay.
If I don't have to work, I don't leave the confines of this great city.
Yeah, I mean,
And I very rarely like to leave the confines and the laws of this great nation. I don't leave them.
What about old school Queens Catering Hall?
I would
do it very Tony
Astoria,
and Tina.
something upscale, nice.
You know the place in Astoria?
Yeah,
Astoria Boulevard?
Astoria Manor.
oh yeah, you get that's the thing. That's what I was trying to say before. Like
Waiters
he's
all
done
coked up.
extremely well in his
Yeah.
career. He's done extremely well in his career, like crazy. He's at the top. But his accent and his
Right.
persona just don't believe it. It's
Don't
almost like
believe
his
it.
voice when it comes out, because we don't belong here. But really, the wedding he would have would be at a catering hall. The guys he's friends with are firemen and cops. They'd show up, look, khakis,
Yes.
with like a
There'd be a
Gap.
couple jeans, couple of Mets
Sterno
jerseys.
trays,
100%.
meatballs.
You got
Oh, my God.
a Gap button down that's oversized,
Still tags
and
on
some
it or something.
Carhartt boots.
Someone's going to have a pair of khakis that say like 3230 still on the back. He's going to be doing a Macarena with the
100%.
tag on.
Pat Finnegan's going to have a blue button-down shirt with a tie, and it's going to have the Mets logo stitched onto the pocket.
yeah.
That's what it is. That's his good shirt.
Uh-huh.
Someone's gonna forget to take
would
the
be
size
great.
sticker
Yeah.
off.
So you put like Yanni, classier, a little classier guy. We weren't
You guys
tight at
weren't
the time.
we weren't tight.
I seen the pictures.
Yeah.
Classy event.
Same
A couple of people I invited shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. same spot as Derek Jeter. Oh, he could cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Same
saying
spot.
that
I
was like
didn't know
Long
that.
Island royalty you did.
Big time.
And he would do Fran Lee's catering hall
Yes.
down on fucking.
Long Island royalty. Oh, he could cancel, and I took an Uber in and out of that place,
Yeah.
which most people didn't.
That's,
most people showed up in nice cars. I took a fucking Toyota Camry Uber.
Yeah, and Ari Shaffir wore fucking Chuck Taylors to a black tie event.
Yep.
That's what happens when you invite Jews to your wedding.
What
Just
it
kidding.
is. So when you gotta, take the money, I'm like, hey, hun, We're going to take the money away from the kids here if for this fucking party of one day.
1 day party.
Come on.
You're not wrong. Smart.
Let's invest in the house.
Kip, let's tell them about Aura Frames.
Oh, shout out to Aura Gang.
Now, we talk about Aura Frames a lot on the show, but we love Aura Frames.
Great.
We genuinely do. And let me tell you something. You got Mother's Day around the corner. It's coming up. You want to get mom, grandma something nice? Hell, even dad, the uncles, everybody. Get them an Aura frame. Digital frame sits right on the counter. You upload pictures. That way they get to keep up what's going on with Jimmy and Johnny and Tommy, how they're doing in Little League, the recital, all that kind of stuff.
Listen, brass tacks. You want to get these broads off your back? You want your ma to stop calling you, nagging you? I never see you. I never hear from you. Blah, blah, blah. Hit them with an Aura frame.
Yeah, if they don't want the tie or the calendar or whatever, get them an Aura frame.
Aura frame, and then you don't even have to be there. It's like you're talking to them. You just upload pic. Oh, here we are. We're at the zoo. That grandma ain't got to come to the zoo. You got to pay that for that old bird.
There you
Plus,
go.
she likes your chicken tendies or whatever.
Sure.
You're saving money this way.
Plus, the technology will blow their brain. They won't know what's going on. They're like, oh, my God, are you in the house?
Right now, you can save the perfect gift that keeps on giving by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners get $20 off their best-selling Carver Mat frames with the code GARBAGE. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.com. Promo code GARBAGE. Do it.
Kip, what do you know about Elite iRestore hair growth?
What do I know about it? Hit
Whoa.
me. How you doing?
Calling all you cue balls out there. What are you doing? Flying a turkey? What? You crazy? Get iRestore. Red light therapy. Have you growing hair in no time.
Yeah, it's clinically proven solution designed to help you regrow hair with 282 lasers and LEDs.
Lasers.
Delivering light therapy directly to your scalp. Think of it as a rejuvenating treatment for your hair follicles, giving you a new look for the spring season, baby. That's what we're talking about. Listen, there's no beating around the bush. I've been struggling with hair loss for a long time. I wish I took care of it earlier. I did not. And now, so listen, guys, if you're out there and you're struggling a little bit, you're seeing a little bit, get on it now with iRestore. In a 4-month double-blind study, dermatologist study, participants grew more hair with iRestore laser and LED technology, so you can feel confident buying a system with proven results, baby. Give yourself the gift of hair confidence this spring. You don't want to be jumping in a pool with flimsy hair this summer. Yikes. Get it right. All the broads are going to be running away. For a limited time only, our listeners get $625 off their iRestore Elite when you use the code AYG at iRestoreLaser.com. That's $625 off your iRestore Elite at iRestoreLaser.com. with the promo code AYG. Please support our show. Tell them the boy sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. Don't tell me. So you don't have to fight it alone with thanks to iRestore. Do it.
Speaking of things that don't make sense,
Wish I would have talked to you
that are a
6
little
months
confused.
Sure.
What the fuck is going on with these coasters on this shit table?
What do you mean?
do you mean?
Are you trying
Yeah,
to
nice
protect this
table.
table?
Nice table. He tries Raymore and Flanagan.
Tootie doesn't give a shit. I mean,
Tootie
how
cares.
redundant is this? I mean, this table is a coaster.
I don't like the disrespect you're throwing at me or the table or my decorating decision.
Derek Jeter wouldn't act like this.
You didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hoity-toity fucking Olanka Castle.
You didn't pull this.
Olanka.
You didn't pull this thing off the street.
What are you
he's doing
talking
Raymore
about?
Flanagan, White Glove Delivery Service.
Fucking,
I like
I'm not
Raymore
you
Flanagan.
making me put a coaster on a Raymore and Flanagan
For the
table.
show.
I'll tell you what, the best piece of furniture I got in my whole goddamn house is from Bob's Discount. Good shit.
Shout
in
out
Bob's.
Bob's Discount.
Comfortable.
Shout out Bob's.
Yeah.
Bob's, but that stuff, I've bought a lot of discount furniture. You walk in, you look at something, you go, what's your zip code? You go, hey, enough with the questions. I'm just here looking. And they go, it looks good, it holds good price, but then after like 3 months,
Yeah, it falls apart.
Yeah, it doesn't have the
Do I
life
know
on it.
that couch? Is that the couch from the old house? I
Yeah,
believe
I
sat
got
in
that, but then I also got a we use it as our liquor cabinet now, but it's from Bob's. We put the wine in there, we put the nice liquor in there.
Yeah, you got a liquor cabinet? You got a little bar set up at the house?
Yeah, definitely. You gotta have one of those. That's part of that. We got.
He's got a mini bar in his house. It's called his garage.
Yeah, it's just the garage.
You got a hunch, you got a crawl in there, but still.
It's got an
Nice
after-hours
cocktail.
spot.
Yeah.
We got a nice 2-tier liquor shelves.
Okay.
You
Beautiful.
gotta do that to complete the house, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I need one.
Yeah, you need.
Do you ever go home?
The problem with yours is the alcohol will be empty.
It don't
after
stay.
that. Yeah.
My stuff don't.
Yeah.
But my stuff don't hang around
Did you ever
last
go
time
home?
we saw you, you fell because there was something wrong with the
Oh,
stair.
yeah, that's right.
And I said, "What stairs were you on? Jack Daniel's house?"
Yeah. You said I fell down the stairs and I got hit right in the cirrhosis of the liver.
Well, no, I saw you guys had a bad day. I just got out of the hospital.
I remember. I'm texting you. I'm texting Kippy for 20 minutes. We're talking about shit. I said, he goes, "What are you doing right now?" Wherever I am, I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm in the hospital." I said, "Well, we've been talking for 20 minutes."
And you know, kids lie when you go, "How are your liver numbers?" He goes, "Yeah, doctor said good. Yeah,
I got a 1400.
When the voice goes up, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Took a trip to Johnson's Manor.
Yeah.
You know,
Swing and a miss.
Chrissy, when Chris had the apartment in Bay Ridge.
Oh my God, he's known me through 7 houses.
Yeah, I
Giannis.
mean literally.
That could be 2 years with you.
Yeah.
Nice apartment in Bay Ridge, though.
Thank you. Yeah, 6802 Ridge Boulevard, apartment 2K.
Yeah, that's
a
what
nice,
it was.
nice
The
area.
fucking go hards.
And when
Take
we
a knock on the door, sold it to nice people.
when he was buying furniture for it, he was buying furniture. I was his consultant, so we made some bad decisions on the couch.
We
Remember
bought-
that
You
couch?
do need a young. So listen, I have been a big fan of History Hyenas. It was a great podcast. Your hiatus definitely
Right.
helped prepare or
Yeah.
propel our career.
A
Which
history hiatus.
Shout out to a lot of
We
Patreon
almost
funds
went-
cleared up when you guys went out.
Yeah, we could have just went, "Hey guys, go listen to Are You Garbage?"
Yeah.
Which they did.
Shout out to you.
Shout it out.
A lot of crossover fans. But you do very much as he needs a Kippy. You need a you need someone.
See, yeah.
You got to be on a short rope.
Gotta
And
be on a short
Yanni understands you. Another New York kid.
He's older. He's wiser.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
In better
about
shape
that.
at the
In
moment.
better shape at the moment.
Not really. Kid's cut right now.
I mean, I'm just the thing is.
You can always tell by
He
his
said he's
tit
not
if
going
the-
to the garage.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, but
got-
I've been still working out though.
Yeah, he
Okay.
looks good. He's fucking jacked
I've been
right
doing.
now.
I do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups every single day.
In the house.
In the house, I do it every single day. I put a pull-up
Shout out to
bar on my
Rikers
steps-
Fitness.
I put up a pull-up bar in my stepson's bedroom. So I'll go in there at 5:30 in the morning and I'll just do pull-ups, and then if he wakes up, he wakes up. If not, I just keep fucking going. Sometimes I wake him up with a fart.
Yeah.
Wait, is it in the doorway?
It's in the doorway in his bedroom. It's the only doorway that fits because it's a fucking beaten down piece of shit house.
You can't do this to the kid. What are you, Max Cady?
Yeah,
You're in there doing
I try to encourage him to get up and make his bed and
There
do
you
pull-ups
go.
with me, but he won't do it. He just tries to sleep. But I bang out my 50 pull-ups. Then I go
You can do 50 pull-ups.
not in a row, 5 sets of 10,
Dude, one is impressive.
and then I go into
You would have to be
I
the
do the pull-ups
strongest
in
man in the world.
I do the pull-ups in his room. This is 5:30 in the morning. I go in his room. First thing I knock out the pull-ups. Then I go downstairs in the living room. I bang out my push-ups. Then I have a back room. I go and I got a mat set up there. I do my sit-ups. That's what
Okay.
I do. And I try to bang that all out by 6:15. Then we start making coffee. One kid starts waking up. We start making dinner. We start making breakfast, heating up the milks for the baby who wants a fucking tuna fish sandwich. We start doing shit.
Sure. Get it
start-
going.
Is that-
The house wakes up.
Now, is that regardless of what time you go to bed, or are you keeping your nights pretty regimented when you're not on the road?
I'm not a late unless I got late spots. I typically go to bed.
What's a late spot for you, though?
I mean, no, I'm saying like if I'm on the road and the show starts at 10:30,
Sure.
The headliner's not going on till 11:15. I might not get back to the room till 1 o'clock in the morning. But if I'm at home in the city, I almost am never awake past 11 p.m.
That's what
Almost
it is
never.
when you have kids. And Chris, he's the pioneer of this. I got to give him credit. I think it's great. 6 o'clock shows.
Yeah, but when I do theaters, I do if it's one show 7. If we get lucky enough where we add tickets, 5 p.m. Comedy clubs.
you don't go late.
No,
Love
comedy clubs, because they're, comedy clubs got the mailing list, are a bit easier to sell. 5 and 7 on a Saturday. On Fridays, I got to eat
You're
it, do
not
the
doing
9.
a late Saturday?
Never.
I love it.
I won't
I guess
do it.
they don't mind because they'll go, we'll have a local showcase at 9:30
because then
or
guess
whatever.
what? At the comedy club or the theater, I'm out by 8:30. Now I can go have a nice dinner in San Francisco like a fucking human being.
He's taking the power
Goddamn
back.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
he's
you know what I
taking
mean?
the
He is
power
good.
back.
Pioneer.
It's what it is. You
There's
guys
no
voted
reason.
for it. You made the right choice this November.
I think about you taking the power back a lot when we talk. When you talked about that you had the social media, you were getting too into it. You pulled back from that a little bit.
Right.
Got to get off
I
that.
respect it.
You gotta have rules you live by.
So when you're doing your spot, when you're lining up your spots in the city, you're concentrating them on when you do them, and the rest of the week you're living like a dad.
When
you're
I text-
doing dinner, going to bed.
When I text the comedy clubs, when we have to text our availability, I'll say I'm available Thursday before 10, Wednesday before 9. I don't give them a time. I just say before this. So I don't care how many spots you give me but I'm not going after 9 or.
So you can do that. I probably wouldn't get a call back.
No, you can.
I get the 150s.
But you could. You just gotta
Start the day early.
No, well, here's the thing. You can, but it's always everything in life is one step back, 2 forward. So when I first did it, I got penalized a little bit, but I just fucking ate it and I stayed afloat. I kept it going. And then let me remind you of the greatest quote of all time by Winston Churchill that Giannis and I have said many times.
Get those krauts.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts.
Right. I love it.
Yeah,
So that's what
Hear
you
that,
do.
punk?
It's a good one.
Great
Piece
man.
of shit.
It's a good one.
You
All
rich
right?
motherfucker.
Fucking let another real estate agent fire me. I'll throw you in Giannis's little garage.
He's going like, what's a real estate agent?
Yeah, he's like, what? Don't you guys just buy cash? What's the mortgage rate?
My mother I don't even know. I just have a place.
Yeah.
You bought an apartment in Bitcoin
Yeah, I
yesterday.
just have a place.
I mean, look at how comfortable he's got. No shoes
He's
on.
crazy.
He's doing this fucking podcast in socks.
Yeah, how great was it when you told your mom you actually had a job? I mean, that's all you need to tell her.
What you don't know about it, he took off his Birkenstocks to produce the podcast.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? What city?
Connecticut.
Oh, Greenwich?
I was born there.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Greenwich
God,
man.
that's fucking real money. Oh, that's real money.
Yes.
That's not just made money. That's not just, oh, my dad had a plumbing business and it exploded money.
Shout out to that kind of money.
You have a portrait of your ancestors in the foyer. Yeah, there's a baker. You have a cousin named Baker.
Yeah.
I know all the lineage.
You got a
It goes way
coal.
back.
Is there a coal in your family?
That's generational money. Yes.
Yeah. Do you call your dad father?
Papa.
Father?
Yes.
No, I'll tell you a big trash rule that I learned.
Hit me.
This was a move from New York, never living in the country, in the burbs type
Such
of
a New York thing.
The country.
Yeah, it's in the
If
country.
you got 3 blades of grass, you call it the country. I'm out there. It's like you're working the fields.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where.
Goddamn
It doesn't
Dust Bowl.
matter where you live. It doesn't matter where you live at all. It could be Westchester. It could be all. But you're upstate.
Yeah,
As long as
upstate.
you're out of the
You're
five
going
boroughs,
upstate?
the kid lives upstate. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Might as well be a Newburgh.
yeah, I mean, you ask anyone from Long Island, I mean, they think we live in like Canada because they just look at things like, why would you leave Long Island? So if like they got to go anywhere, they're like, why are you going to
I
Canada?
need my passport to
We're
get up there.
fucking an hour and 15 away.
Dude, I told the most New York thing I ever heard. I told a kid we went up on a hike outside of, I don't know, like 2 hours up, and the kid asked me if we took the 1 train there. And I was like, dude, it's a fucking mountain. No, with the 1 train.
M25 right up
He
that
goes,
way?
would you take the 1? I was like, dude, what? This guy he's like 32 years old.
So this is what I learned, right? I didn't know. I had no idea about this rule that the community gets upset about this. Every community. We got the blow-up pool for the little girls, and we started.
Doing backyard, front yard on that.
Well, that yeah,
Oh,
I didn't
my
know.
God.
I didn't know.
As
Got
the
it.
king of the burbs,
I did
I
not
know
know.
where this is
This
going.
guy's grilling in the
I
driveway.
had no clue. I had no clue that I was an eyesore on the community.
That's
Yes.
a backyard
And not
thing.
do that in the front
Why?
yard.
Why is that? We were on the front. We got a nice fucking. I mean, we're hosing it down.
That's
we're playing in the
backyard
front.
shit. I
What's
can't
wrong
explain
with
it.
it?
It's
You
just in my
can't let other
blood.
people see that. We don't want to see you hosing down, giving your kids a bath in the front of your house.
Yanni's got the per plus.
I also.
Got a lamb on the spit roast?
I was also leaving the.
You
the
want the
boots.
gyro?
I was leaving the boots outside the front door.
Nah,
No.
Can't do that.
that's
No.
all
You
backyard
gotta
shit.
hide. Yeah.
Backyard shit.
I didn't
I knew
know.
that. Yeah.
Why is that?
You got a
It is what
side
it
door?
is.
Huh?
You got a side door?
No, we got a back door and front door.
That's
down
backyard
to the
mini
back
garage
door.
shit. Whatever you want
Yeah.
to do. That's,
I didn't know you're not supposed to use the front lawn.
Listen,
Yeah.
I bought.
it's not for use.
Nah.
No, that's for
You want to throw the
presentation.
ball? You want to throw the ball around?
You
Yeah.
can't put the barbecue in the front, right?
No, Yanni. Yeah, you're gonna get deported. They're gonna send you back to Queens.
Yeah. They already have meetings. They're like, there's a Greek living on the block
Yeah,
now, so
you're
just be
right.
careful
This
around
ain't Chinatown, buddy.
I do agree. I mean, I get that it's in the front yard seems normal. You'd be like, oh, it is more community. Hey, I'm out here.
Yeah, I'm out here.
I'm
Come on
waving. How you
over.
doing? You passing by? Because in the backyard, it's very by yourself. But that's what the suburbs are. Hide your secret.
The suburbs is a American invention too. Like most
Yeah.
other countries, they don't have that. Everyone lives proximity to the city, whatever. But the suburbs, this is America, baby.
Long Island, first suburbs, right?
Yeah, even owning.
Levittown.
There's a Levittown outside.
You know,
of
even
Philly, too.
owning a home, like how we all say, oh, we got to own, you rent or you fucking got a mortgage. Like in England, they're like, well, I don't know why you would own. Like,
Yeah.
there's, well, you can own, but they're like, this is not a that's like not a goal
It's
of
not the
theirs.
dream, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we're fine renting.
CQ doesn't own. Colin Quinney told us on the show.
Yeah, no, he's been rented for years.
I bought my first car ever. Was a Chevy Lumina, 1995 Chevy Lumina.
Shout out Chevy Lumina.
Shout out to Lumina. I bought it again, kind of as like I wanted to buy my first
Sure.
car. I think it's funny when people get money, they buy like Porsches and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just buy
Chevy Lumina.
a piece of shit car from
Well,
the
that
90s.
because there's something like guys like you, Philly, New York, you don't believe that this is happening.
No.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a certain.
Also, I
saw
don't roll
the
in a
old-
circle where I can drive, where I can pull up in a Porsche.
No,
Right.
I've seen old pictures.
One of
of
my
you.
cousins would steal it.
I've seen old pictures of you. I've seen those old pictures, and let me tell you something. Your life is a fucking miracle.
I know, I know,
I mean,
yeah.
miracle on fucking Benjamin Franklin Parkway.
Sure. I should be driving a truck.
Miracle on Broad
I
Street.
mean, the trash
Right.
that this kid was.
Yeah.
I mean, have
Yeah.
you seen his old pictures? I mean, we're talking about partying in a fucking first floor of a Ramada Inn.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean,
I was a days in, and it was
Yeah.
the third floor.
fucking trash bag. Yeah. I mean, these fucking Wawa twins are a Philly miracle. Yeah. Yeah.
But I bought. So now I'm at my house. I'm at my house in the burbs. Nice joint. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And neighbor has a very nice, very big home. Neighbor does. Very stereotypical suburban family. You know what I mean? Guy's a doctor. She's a home.
Stays at home.
But she's
Hot
in very
broad.
good shape. Very pretty lady. And I pull up, I'm like, I get the car, and it is a fucking proper piece of shit. And now
Yeah.
it's just got to live in the driveway.
You
Yeah.
see it. I'm like, which one is it? He's like, you see the Lumina, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's a tough look. And she's like, "Oh, what's that?" She walked out, and I'm like, I bought the first car I ever had, kind of sentimental, like kind of a bit. I'm, having
She went,
fun.
oh.
She's like,
he's got it backed in like a psychopath.
she went, looks expensive, and walked and closed the door. And I was like, well, now I get she knows there's just going to be a piece of shit car parked next to her house, and they
She
work very
doesn't
hard.
like
So what
it.
you're going to see in a couple of weeks is a little thing we call a for sale sign.
or a privacy fence.
Yeah.
And Chrissy, you can move in. We could be neighbors.
Or
Yeah, I'll come to.
A little bit of news. I'm also going to be spending more time down there this summer because my wife is we're expecting a child.
Oh, congratulations.
Believe this guy?
So the idea, I'm
How far along is
Fucking
she?
leaving me high and dry up here.
4 months.
Congrats,
Thank
man.
you.
Congrats. You
so
can tell after, what is it, 3 months? You can tell?
Yeah, 3 months you could tell.
so we're going to be the idea is because we have the apartment here, but with the space and just everything is easier in the burbs because it's bigger.
Of course.
Is we're going to go there, and then I go, that might be the last. I don't know if we're ever going to come back and spend more time here.
What's the
No,
drive?
you'll come in for work.
Yeah, what's the drive?
An hour?
Not bad.
Not bad.
How many?
bad
You
at
come
all.
in at what? 3 days a week for this?
Yeah,
3
4
days a
depends
week.
on the road schedule.
I mean, people could do that. I mean, people do that every day. They,
Dude, 1 hour's nothing.
I
That's
just once I see myself living there as much, I go, what the fuck am I going to go back to a 1-bedroom in Washington Heights for?
Yeah, you're probably not. Well, you can. It's because it's one. By the way, it's not going to stop at 1.
No.
It's probably going to be 2, 3.
I mean, you could use it as a place to cheat on your wife with.
That's true.
You can just keep that.
yeah, get your head out of your ass.
Or at least get some hookers. And
Sure. I mean, I can also just get a
mean,
nicer
yeah.
hotel.
Or you-
I don't need to go to fucking
Or you-
207th
get
Street.
some hook.
Take it somewhere nice. Take it like a Candlewood Suites or something nice.
Or you could rent it. You could rent it to Dominicans that are hiding from ICE.
True.
Not me. I'm staying in Astoria, Queens till
Hell
they,
yeah.
till they drag me out of the apartment.
That's
all
what
right.
it is.
Could be
And
in a couple of days.
I was going to say.
Well, they're not going to drag them. It's
They'd
going
have to cut the wall open.
Yeah. It's going to be a couple of hefty guys helping out. You can
Oh
have
my
neighbors coming over, give it a hand.
No way. I can't do it.
But that's how
Good.
did you know the feedback? I'm sorry to cut. How did you know the feedback of the pool in the front yard? Did somebody go, "Hey, you can't be doing that"?
Started
Because
get-
Verzi's up there. Did Verzi go, "Buddy, you can't be doing that"?
Yeah, you should have talked to Paul Verzi about
No,
that.
this is what Verzi did. Right?
Throw you a
First of
mean
all,
letter.
some strange looks from neighbors. Right? Hi, some waves with some interesting looks.
Now, is this just in the summer, or is that thing up there now?
No, summer. We don't
Yeah.
do
Did
that.
you winterize
Yeah.
it?
No. But even right now, I got a
They're ice
shovel.
skating in it.
I got a shovel right outside the front door. That's a no-no, right?
The buddy, nothing. The front
No,
should be
no, fuck that. The
unless
snow
it
shovel
snowed. Did it snow?
off
It
to the
snowed.
side.
Yeah, it's up to the side of the
Is
door.
there snow
Yeah,
on the ground?
there's
Dude,
snow
it's
on the ground.
55 yesterday. There ain't no
I got to move it now. I'm trying to learn the rules. So with no snow on the ground, you got to move it.
Is there is there a half-used bag of rock salt next to it?
No.
All
no,
right.
but no.
With a coffee
Yeah,
mug in there.
That's
just
in the
shaking
garage.
around.
That's in the garage. The rock salt's in the garage. Yeah.
Yeah, I say shovel at the front door. Fuck them. It's not like an old one. It's a nice shovel.
Nice
Right?
How about
shovel.
this? I had to take. Sorry to cut you off because you just made me think of it. 2 weeks ago, I had to take my little daughter right to the doctor because my 9-year-old daughter, the cup that we use for the salt for the ice. She filled it up with water and gave it to my fucking
a lot
daughter.
of-
She had to drink all the rock salt.
Wow.
But it's fine though.
Jesus.
But it actually doesn't do anything to you. So if the kid's at home, I mean, you should go to the doctor, but the doctor said it's actually not that big of a deal.
It's good to
That's
know.
what they said when I had cirrhosis of the liver. You don't listen to these quacks.
That's a Queens doctor.
Yeah, that's
They
what
might
it
say
is.
something different in the burbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so
smoking in
Verzi,
there?
Verzi just at some point it came up and he didn't say me. He was just like, it's like people who have all their stuff in the front of the house. And then in my mind, I went, oh, is he passively?
Do you think that was a subtle jab at the Pappas?
He's trying to do
Yeah.
you a favor.
He's like, people that got stuff in the front of the house, next thing you know, they got fucking goats, they're throwing on wigs, making believe they're transsexuals, going, that's it.
I don't know if he meant it, but that's what made me think of it.
Gotcha.
I went, you can't have the pool in the front?
Oh. It does make sense. It is more communal. I get that. If you're going to hang out, you want to see other hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? Sally,
Yeah.
Timmy, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But
You gotta
that's,
do that in the backyard.
that's a backyard thing.
All right,
That's
it's good
tough.
to know. So it's officially a trashy move.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle built one put an above ground pool on the side of the house. Luckily, it collapsed like 3 weeks ago.
I didn't pull the right
Above
permits
ground
for
pool
that.
on the side of the house.
Side that has a nice neighborhood.
You almost
too.
never see that.
Never.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was always, above ground pools are the trashier pool of, versus an in-ground. But, I
But
mean,
you avoid the taxes.
you look at the price point on them things
Yeah.
and how quickly they can be up and
Yeah.
running.
And
Yeah.
the water's cooler and refreshing.
It makes
Yeah.
so much fucking sense.
And if you get a guy to build nice,
a nice
Yeah.
deck
Build
around
a
it.
deck around it.
I
Yeah.
got the whole, my mom's whole deck. It's all deck. My whole, our whole
Whole
backyard's
backyard's a
all
deck.
deck.
And
I've never seen
it's an
anything
above
like
ground pool with a deck.
It's an above ground, in ground.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's pretty nuts.
but you get no taxes. They don't tax you on that, right?
I don't know
because
about
it's
that.
not
Wait,
a
they
permanent.
tax you for a pool? Oh, it's a permanent fixture?
Yeah. You
Really?
get hit. Yeah, you get hit. That's the whole point for the above ground pool.
So your property tax goes up?
everything goes up. You get your insurance goes up, your property tax
Dude,
goes up.
I looked at a house in Dobbs Ferry, New York, really nice area,
Yeah.
right? Looked at a house, and I go, and the house was cheap, right? And they said, oh, this house got a very cool feature, believe it or not. It's got an in-ground pool. It's got an indoor pool.
I like
said,
that.
what the An indoor pool at that price? There it is.
There it is. Sorry about
I
that.
did that. Don't
Buddy,
worry.
that ain't you. You're 190 pounds
I
of tight
chipped, I
end.
Yeah.
chipped away at it. But you will take the blame.
Yeah.
Now my insurance is going to go up. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheath Underwear. One of our absolute favorite sponsors, an OG sponsor of all comedy podcasts.
Shout out to him.
So if you're a comedy podcast fan, Sheath Underwear has been helping support
They keep
comedy podcasts for years.
They help us keep the lights on at the infancy stage of AYG. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. All plugging aside.
All plugging
They're
aside.
real ones. Shout out to Robert, the owner. He's a real one.
They got a fantastic product. All right. No, they were the first guys doing it. Nobody does it better than them. Give them a try.
Yeah.
If you don't love the underwear, I'll come to your house and put them on my head. But you're gonna love them.
If you're not familiar, they have a dual pouch design that keeps everything in one place. They got one for the wiener, one for the berries, the whole 9 yards. You can mix and match. You can do whatever you want. Listen, this is the first time I was like, man, if you spend a couple extra bucks, you get a significantly
Nice
better
stuff.
product. You put these on, you're not going to want to go back to regular underwear. It changes your day, whether you're at the gym, your work, whatever. I mean, listen, you can wear these things for 2-3 days at a time. They're fan-friggin-tastic. But don't take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have made the switch to Sheath. Head over to sheath.com. Use the promo code GARBAGE to save 20% off your first order and upgrade your underwear game today. Do it.
Kid, we got to talk about Factor.
Shout out to Factor,
Now,
baby.
we've been talking about Factor a lot. And you know why that is?
Because they're fantastic.
Because they're fantastic. Gang, if you're trying to lose weight, if you got limited time during the week, spring's coming up, you got a busy schedule, Factor is the answer. I'm telling you, you take them out, you throw them in the microwave, 2 minutes, you got hot and ready meals ready to go. They're fresh, never frozen. You can pick from keto, you could do this, you could do that. I'm telling you right now, the only problem is you're going to want to eat 6 of them because they're that good.
Big man's got a control problem. Don't blame Factor. Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved, ready to heat, like the big man said, 2 minutes. You can throw them in the microwave. I like to be a little chef myself. Put them in a pan, frying pan, heat it up. How you doing? Shout out to the Shredded Chicken Taco Bowl. Got me through a lot of hard, lonely nights. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary, obviously, dependent on diet and exercise.
They fill you up.
They got over 40 options, over 8 dietary preferences to choose from. It's real easy. You can eat smart. with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use the code factorpodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code factorpodcast at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Do it.
I did an indoor pool. I said, wow, unbelievable. Looking at this, I'm saying, obviously you don't need something like that. That's probably like a hazard for the kids. But, I'm starting to say, man, well, what an awesome thing.
Jump in a pool in the morning.
I'm like, I could afford, this is a house. If the price was so low that it was getting people to look. And then I said, what's the catch? He goes, well, it's not a catch. It's just because it's an indoor pool, the taxes went up a little bit. And I said, but I said, okay, so it hit me in tax. He goes, yeah, it's a little bit higher. I said, what is it? He said, $88,000.
Holy shit.
A year?
A year.
Holy
I said,
mackerel.
excuse me? He said, it's 88. I said, why? He said, because you got the indoor pool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
So your property taxes every year, you would have to pay $88,000.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy
Here,
shit.
so that's where you start. So obviously that's why the price of the house was so low. And then as soon as they tell you the truth, everybody just goes the other way. It's like, well,
Right.
obviously that makes sense now because you can't have a high-priced house and taxes like that for normal people.
What if you drain it and make a little skate park?
That's what I said. I said, could there be a fucking,
ball pit.
What if I take it out and it's not an in-ground pool? I'm going to make it a podcast studio. And he said,
That's $200,000
you have
a
to
year.
talk to the city, the town, and all that. I was like, I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
But the pools cause a big tax thing.
Who was the guy who built that? Like a polo player?
No, in a music.
Probably different back in the day.
Yeah, he said like a old school, like a guy from like the 60s who was a music producer in the 60s. Whoa. It's like an old school, vintage kind of house.
Yeah.
They seem so nice, like the house in which I think is in. I just saw the thing on Long Island. I think it's from what is it? Meet the Fuckers? No, what's the Meet the Parents?
Yeah.
In that one where they're, I don't know if you remember the
that house?
That house. That's on Long Island, but that's that old like 70s. An indoor pool. You got some chairs around it. I guess if you're rich, you don't got to work all day. You could just hop in there in the morning.
The mold factor, though.
It's
It's
like
I would
walking in
never,
a high school pool.
even if I could afford it, I would never want an
You
indoor
smell
pool
the
in my house.
chlorine
I
all
don't
the
want
time?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you go with the salt water.
Sure.
Yeah.
pool.
So-
Or just put it in the front yard.
And so our pool, my friend who's a doctor came over when I was living on Staten Island. We were living on Staten Island. I had everyone over in the house. We made it a salt. That's another thing we did. We converted from chlorine to salt water, then salted it. So
Classy
we
move.
did all these things. We had a
That's
beautiful
crazy,
saltwater
man.
pool. It's insane what I did. But we had a saltwater pool, and so I was there. My friend who's a doctor was over there with his kids. We go in the pool all day, and then he texts me. He goes, hey, by the way, is your pool salt water or chlorine? I said, oh, it's salt water. Why? I said, you okay? And he goes, yeah. He goes, now me or the kids don't have to take a bath tonight. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, salt water, natural skin. You don't naturally bathe the skin. You don't have to take a bath.
And then you were like, but I pissed in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I peed it.
Yeah. So that's a little tip from an actual medical doctor.
Wow.
Saltwater pool is just like a big
Buddy,
bathtub.
I'm not quoting any medical doctor. You're quoting. 'Cause also, you could have just said doctor. The fact that you're going medical doctor means the qualifications are a
Yeah,
little
he
sketchy.
works at the city. He's a secretary at the city MD. Like, that's a doctor
That's
to
when
me.
you hear somebody
Ah,
say,
so we're good for the week there.
He drives an ambulance.
Yeah. I started a audio podcast program. You're like, all right, you don't know what you're doing.
Listen, while we have yous here, we wanted to ask some New York, both New York kids, hardcore New York kids,
Yes, sir.
Brooklyn, Queens. We had some New York etiquette questions that we wanted to run by you guys, if we could.
Absolutely.
I'll kick it off first. You're walking down the street with your lady, all right? Is she on the inside or is she on the outside?
Inside. That if I'm walking on the street and my girl's on the outside, I know this now, but in the beginning of our relationship, I would just pick up she's angry, and then it would be because, she's on the outside and I'm on the inside, and she would be like, you're not protecting me. So you got to be girl has to be on the inside, guy has to be on the outside. I just do it secondhand nature now.
You'll do the switch.
You have to.
Yeah. My wife's from Long Island, so we're never walking anywhere.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
She's
always,
in the passenger
She's in the
seat.
passenger seat. She's got her seatbelt on. But I don't even know if we've ever walked. Yeah.
More than from the driveway to get the mail. or
just
whatever.
maybe to the restaurant. I don't remember who's first. We go from the restaurant back to the living room, and we just sit in a cul-de-sac all
That's
day.
a big
Real
difference.
quick, that's a side note. This is contention with us, with me and my wife. When you're walking into the restaurant, all right, you have the reservation and stuff like that. Do you walk in first, or do you open the door for her and let her in? And what do they prefer? Is this a thing? Because my girl doesn't like to walk in first, but I look like an asshole opening the door and walking in with her behind me.
I agree with you.
You gotta let
gotta
you open the door, they
let
go
her
in.
then
She doesn't want to talk to the hostess, though.
She needs to learn the etiquette. You open the door, she walks in, she steps aside, in your case, way to the side.
She takes cover.
Yeah, and then she takes cover, and then you walk in. Then she walks behind you, and you say the name, because if the reservation's in her name, then you got to grow a fucking dick. Reservation's got to be in the guy's name.
Right.
And
True.
And then you walk first from there.
Okay.
But the initial door open is definitely let her through, but then she's got to step to the side and let the man through.
Chrissy, you concur?
I say I go in. I let her in first. She goes
And
in
then
first.
are Puerto Ricans allowed here?
Yes. I let her in first. I tip the guy. I tip the maitre d' let in Puerto Rican.
Sorry for the noise.
Sorry. So
It's going to be a little louder in here.
Yes.
Do you guys allow boom boxes?
Well,
here?
usually I go in first because she's tying up the pit bull outside the restaurant. so I go in first. What I do, I let her in first, but then what I do is I scurry past her. I catch up. So I let her go in first, and then I sprint to the thing, and I say party of 2 for Distefano.
Okay.
Or actually, in my case, usually when we go, it's party of 19 for Distefano.
For Rodriguez.
It's me and her entire family.
Are you picking up the check?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you. There hasn't been a time where anyone else has even ever reached for their wallet. It's like they don't have arms. So I pay
Real
for
alligator
that.
arm type shit?
No. They're actually great people. I
One of
offer
them
to
pulls
pay.
out your wallet.
No, you know what it is? Because a lot of times when I go out with her family, it's amazing. They're awesome. We go to Spanish restaurants. They don't fucking beat you over the head. Spanish restaurants.
No, they're cheap.
I could take our
Get
whole
a nice
family on
plate.
party of
Yeah.
10, and they usually order for the table. Her mom's great. She orders for the table. They know how to really everybody eats well, and they order big things. So I'm only paying a couple of $100 for a party of 10. It's not bad.
I would assume her mom's probably pretty fire in the kitchen.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's literally unbelievable. I remember for a while my stepson wasn't eating meat. Like he didn't want to eat meat, something with animals, whatever. And so he would come over, when she would come over and watch the kids, she would slip meat into his rice, and he would have no idea. I was like, literally, you're breaking a moral practice.
compass,
She was like, he needs to get protein.
She ain't wrong.
Do you come home sometimes and there's something just going on the stove?
Oh yeah, there's always something simmering.
Really?
When her mom's there, yeah.
Get the fuck
There's always
outta
cooking something. And what it is too, you know what it
that's
is
all I
about her
want.
too. Her mom's very old school, and it's just like a generational thing. It's just because I'm the man and yes, I work. You're right. I mean, we do comedy, fucking run around. I walk in.
Comedy.
I'll walk in. She'll say, "Oh, hi, sweetie." I'll say hi, and every time she goes, "There's a plate for you in the oven." She puts the plate in the oven, and it's just there. There's warm food for me.
Little tin foil
Doesn't matter
on it.
how hungry I am. If she's awake and in there, she's I put a plate for you in the oven or in the microwave. It's
My
there.
heaven.
Not bad.
It's what it is.
My heaven.
I think that that family only got with Chris because he was friends with me.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're big. Yeah, I mean,
Get free tickets to the Maurice
Big
show.
the
Maurice
only
fan.
friend I have whose family just wanted pictures with me as soon as they met.
Not only that, and then they wanted
love
her
that.
and tell them what they wanted. My girl's mom wanted.
Yeah, she had a nice ashtray that she was into. and
Ashtray.
She wanted me to sign the ashtray.
He
signed an
signed
ashtray.
her ashtray. Is
She
that
likes
classy?
smoking cigs.
Oh, God.
And she still has it. She has an ashtray that's signed by Maurice that she won't dump it.
Yeah. True
She
story.
won't ash
True
it.
story.
She won't ash it.
She came out of the house. I was in the car. She came out of the house with the ashtray. She went and got the ashtray, and she was hoping that me and the ashtray would be together so that I could sign it.
What is there? I mean, that's fucking.
Picture of Yanni with a
story.
candle in front of it.
Is there anything? What's the meaning behind the ashtray?
She uses it a lot.
She uses it a lot, and she just wanted him to sign the ashtray, and he did.
I mean, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
All right, let's say you're at a pizza shop, in a neighborhood joint, and you want a slice of pepperoni. Do you point at the slice you? Is it okay to call out the slice you want and go, "Give me that slice"?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
I'll
I think
say-
that's a very New York thing.
I'll say,
that's fine.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say, obviously if it's Pete regular slice, I'll just say, "Can I get a regular?" That's it, not a fucking plain slice with cheese or
Plain
anything.
slice with cheese. That's exactly how you know somebody moved to the city.
We say,
Yes.
well, in Philly, it's I grew up as plain. Let it, you get a
plain
plain.
slice
Let me
of
get
plain.
a slice of plain.
Well,
That's
see,
what it
we
was.
wouldn't say that. I would never. Nobody would say slice
You'd
of
say
plain.
regular.
I would say just give me a regular. Give me a regular or give me a Sicilian, which is, one of the square ones. And then if it's a pepperoni, say pepperoni. But then sometimes they have these mystery slices. I'll just say, give me one of those.
Give me one of- and
and
two
then
of
just
them.
point at that.
Yeah.
And two of them and not.
When it comes to the Sicilian, are you saying give me a corner, give me a middle, give me a
Yeah.
give me a
That's
side?
very normal in New York.
And what is your preference?
I
Both
like
of
a
yous.
middle.
You like
I like
Middle.
a
No
like a nice
crust?
fluffy middle. Yeah.
That's the Greek in him. That ain't.
I mean, I like a corner because I'm
Yeah,
a respectable human
Give me
being.
a corner.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we
on.
doing?
But I
In New York,
respect it.
It's a Sicilian. It's
Yeah.
a Sicilian.
Let me get a
then
corner
you go,
Sicilian.
Can I get a regular? Or you could go, can I get a slice? If you say, can I get a slice, they know what you mean. It's
Sure.
a plain slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, slice. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get pizza on the walk.
Yeah, now I
want
want
a
pizza.
slice.
Yeah,
When
now I want
Yanni says, when we ask him, what do you, first time you're on the show, we asked you, we're like, what do you like, a plain slice? I hear that in my head every time I get a piece of pizza.
Nobody eats pizza like this guy. He can. I've seen him eat 8, 9 in a sitting, easy.
It just
It's
makes me
true.
hungry.
It's really true. And you said it the best, funniest way. He said, you eat an alarming amount of pizza.
Alarming is the
do.
word
It's
I
an
used.
alarming.
Have either of you, speaking of pizza, been to Chrissy Pizza's
You know
Chrissy's
Chrissy
Pizza
Pizza?
over in Greenpoint?
No.
Good.
Boys.
Chrissy Pizza. Shout out to
Boys.
him. A buddy of ours now, but a fan of the show. Originally, how we
An
introduced him.
artist.
He started off making them during the pandemic in his apartment in Queens. Action Bronson somehow he made some buzz. Action Bronson found him, made it, and now he like blew up. And he's got his own joint out there. It's
Shout
fucking
out Chrissy's Pizza.
Boys.
I'm gonna go
Fantastic.
out there. We'll
You
look him up.
will love it.
Chrissy, hit them up. You hit up Chrissy and he'll
Chrissy
go.
Pizza.
He'll go, hey, it's fair. He'll be like, I can get you. You got to come pick it up at 3. No slices. That's her thing. No slices.
Pies.
Get pies. He does 3 or 4 different kind of pies.
Unbelievable.
Looks good.
They're great.
Yummy,
They're
yummy
great.
in my
You
tummy.
gotta go in. I just did it. You gotta go in. You say, hey, I'm picking up for Chris or whoever. Like, he'll call in or he'll be there. You gotta take care of the staff. Boom, hit the staff. Hit them all. Hit them all. Hit them heavy.
You gotta hit him.
We grease them.
You grease
Grease
the
them a little bit so they give you
Grease
the pizza.
everybody.
Yeah.
I greased them heavy. I got a text. Hey, you didn't have to do that. The boys appreciate it.
Yeah.
I said, hey, no.
Wait, you tip the pizza guys?
Yeah.
Of course.
Dude, first of all, there's
You
some.
tip pizza guys?
Of
No,
course.
sometimes it's also a hookup. There's like a 3-hour wait.
Oh.
And I get it. He texted me, just go. Your pies will be ready
Oh,
right at
okay.
3.
I thought you meant like in a tip
He
jar.
went
I
there
always
once. He's
tip.
acting like he's Joe Pesci.
I just said I went one
Yeah,
time.
he was describing it
Yeah.
that way. You were
You
describing
guys
it.
seem a little jealous for me.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, one of the biggest honors of my entire life, especially a kid from Queens, there's a restaurant in Queens on Metropolitan Avenue called D's Pizza. Shout out D's Pizza on Metro, one of the best, I think the best food in the neighborhood. They named the pizza after me, the Chrissy
Really?
D's.
Wow.
It was literally like, that's when you feel like, okay, I'm doing something.
We also have
Sure.
in Bay
Chrissy
Ridge,
D's.
we have the chicken cutlet.
We have a chicken cutlet sandwich named after us.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Either of you have your picture on the wall of the
He
pizza.
does. He has
I got
a Prince
mine at a
pizza.
big one, Prince Street Pizza.
Yeah, huge.
You made it.
That's why I think like.
But
you
it
don't
says
need-
History Hyenas, though. You just weren't there.
No, it doesn't. I think it's just you.
No, it says Chrissy D History Hyenas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, look. Then even it's not a picture of me, but I'm done. My whole goal was to be up in a pizza place. I mean, that's huge.
Johnny's in a dry
huge.
cleaners
That's
in New
Travolta.
Rochelle.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Travolta's got a picture in every pizza place in the city.
That's what it is. That's a big, big, big moment.
I always wonder, like Italians who get upset about like the stereotypes of everyone calling the mafia and stuff. It's like, yeah, well, maybe if not every Italian restaurant had every single mob actor
Sure.
up in the hallway
Right.
to the bathroom. I mean, you guys are doing the stereotype to yourself.
Yeah, maybe
So
if
he's
the-
the owner with Chaz Palminteri, and then he's
Yeah.
sitting there with fucking big pussy from Sopranos.
Yeah,
They'll,
if one-
they'll have that Last Supper of all of them drawn
Exactly.
together.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like Scarface.
Maybe if the best pizzeria on Staten Island wasn't named Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That's literally what it's called.
Yeah, you go to Uncle Vinny's, it's a guy with a Tommy gun in the back of the fucking thing. Oh, why are you stereotyping us to be
Yeah.
You know, we're not all in the mob.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, there's fucking the fake bullet holes behind your head at Uncle Vinny's.
Sure.
This guy's serving penny vodka that he's making in the back to the customers like it's his Nona's house.
Yeah, it's like maybe you guys are owning that stereotype a little bit.
Sure, that's a good point. I never thought about it that
Yeah.
way.
That's good.
Go.
Yanni touched on this a little bit. When you were both in the city at the apartment, were you okay, or do you think it's okay to put the shoes outside of the apartment door?
No, not an apartment building.
No?
No. No,
That's
you don't
your
know what
front
kind of
yard, though.
That's great. I know, but it's
Yanni, that's
a
your front
communal-
yard.
It's a communal.
That's
hallway.
a gentleman's answer.
When I see that, I know Chinese live in that apartment.
100%.
I know 100% is a Chinese family in
Yes,
there.
yeah.
That's it. That's all I know.
It's also communal space, and we all grow up in apartments. It's like I also can't trust that the people in the apartments aren't going to take a
Steal
swipe
your
of my
shoes.
shoes. Okay, they're probably not going to steal them outside my door in the suburbs, but they might steal them outside my apartment because we haven't made it yet. We're living in the apartment still.
Okay.
The only time where there's every rule has an exception is like if it was snowing outside.
Sure,
you
your
take
wet
them out.
boots or something like that. And then
Until
you
they
get
dry.
maybe overnight till
That's
the
it.
morning. That's all you get.
Yeah.
I see people with open umbrellas out in front of it, and I'm like, that's
To dry
that's
out,
a goocher.
Oh, that's another thing. My girl won't. She walked out of 2 houses that work perfect because they didn't have coat closets. As soon as you open the door, she's like, I'm not going to live in a house where I have to walk down the hallway to the coat closet.
I respect that.
Yeah,
And it
she's
makes
like,
sense.
because the kids are the house is gonna be a mess. I'm gonna get angry. There's not enough room to even build a coat closet. We can't buy this house.
One other.
I tried to put up a little fucking shed inside the house. She won't have that either.
One caveat: if you have the floor to yourself, you know those apartment buildings where you have the floor to yourself. It's like apartments on that.
Oh,
way.
yes.
Then you can do it.
For
Still
sure.
looks gross.
That's still your property.
yeah,
do
but
it.
it's your property.
Okay.
How about this? My neighbor across the hallway from me in the apartment I used to live in 6802 Ridge Boulevard, they used to leave their bicycle outside their door.
That's crap. People
Bad,
do that.
Big problem.
That's crazy.
I didn't care, but the super would get angry. We'd get these passive-aggressive emails. Do not leave your bicycle out. The fire department will give us ticket.
He was Russian.
Yeah.
That was his Asian accent.
Yeah, that was it. He was from New Jersey. Is that?
I got one. You're on a one-way street. You're trying to parallel park. You're having trouble. You're blocking traffic. How many attempts until you got to give it up?
Good question, Chrissy.
Or is there a time limit? Like you
Dude.
get 30 seconds, or what is it?
This is going to be a tough question for him. I know him well. I mean, he's probably the best parallel parker I've ever fucking
There's
seen
nothing
in my life. It's crazy.
There's
Really?
nothing.
It's fucking
Chrissy
nuts.
Quick Parks?
Do you know
It's
how
nuts.
it's like Wayne
That's,
Gretzky?
dude, that's the autism
Dude,
kicking in.
I'm doing
He's
the-
working the angles.
Bro, I'm
It's
doing
nuts.
I'm doing the arenas in parallel parking lots. I'm talking about my blood pressure is the lowest it is all day.
He's 3-move Chrissy.
Really?
It's boom in
Boom.
the tightest spaces I've seen, and he'll say it before. He just goes, and you know when someone usually brags, you're like, I don't know if he's gonna get in this. He's like, I don't know. I was born with the gift of just being able to do this.
I could
do it.
I've seen him fucking split hairs getting in.
Yeah, I could do it.
It's crazy.
Righty and lefty too. It doesn't matter.
Don't
what
matter. You
side.
go back
Oh,
both. Play both sides of the
switch hitter.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that happen? You just had a natural
I
talent.
think
for it?
just growing up on streets that were from fucking colonial America in Ridgewood, that narrow, and I was just able to do it. And I just know the angles. I'm very good at spatial recognition. I know exactly how many to the centimeter what I have before I'll hit the car behind me or in front of me. I could do it with
dude.
cameras, no cameras,
Yeah.
turn around, not turn
You
around.
do this. You do this move. You look
I
like
could,
that.
I could do. I don't. Yes, that's what. I don't rely on the cameras. I
You're
don't need
more
the
of a
cameras.
feel guy.
I don't.
He feels it.
You know the
I've never seen anything like it. It's actually sort of like an autistic
Yeah.
special power that I don't understand.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
skill
Yeah.
on that is knowing exactly how far to go up on the other car before you turn
It's
in.
easy for me. I
Your
just
first
I
move.
eyeball side mirror to side mirror. That's where you start, and then you start cutting the wheel when the crease of the in between the front door and the back door, that little basically the car gets split in two. That's when you start hitting the wheel. Yeah, that's what it is. It works like a charm.
To answer your
He
question
also
for me,
memorizes all the license plates on the block too.
I get embarrassed, so I'll try it like twice,
And if
then
you don't?
and then I'll get embarrassed and just say in my head it's too tight and to just pull out.
Yeah.
Even if there's plenty of space,
Yeah.
if I do twice and there's people waiting, I'm pulling out.
Yeah, I remember.
I was leaving anyway.
when
I'm
he-
leaving anyway.
He used to, remember you used to have the car that had like FDNY plates somehow? Remember? Wasn't there like a thing you had like an FDNY sticker?
No. You just said that I had a white BMW. You said it looked like I was the wife of a firefighter.
Yeah, he looks like a fireman's wife's car, and the way he would park, I was like, this is like a wife of a fireman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like somebody's
Go
like,
around.
Colleen, it's Colleen. It's
Yeah.
Go
Colleen.
around.
Give her
What
a-
the
Yo,
fuck is wrong with you?
Colleen's good.
Eddie's probably at the firehouse like Colleen,
Yeah.
but me, it's Yanni.
Fuck you. Go around, asshole.
There's also the thing too. You get in, even if you're not fully in, just get in enough to the traffic can pass.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you can take another shot.
Yeah.
But
Then let
you
'em go.
gotta.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I've left it like that.
Yeah,
Sometimes I've been like, I don't know if I can
I
make
don't
this last
know.
cut, and I just
Yeah.
leave it with the wheel out.
yeah.
Like, I just do it.
You know what? You know what I do? You know what I hate? And even though I have, I'm good at, but I hate when like an old timer guy, you'll be parallel parking in a tight spot, and they stop and start looking at you, looking at the car and watching you.
Cut it.
I'm like,
It's
come
buddy,
on,
you
dude.
cut
I don't
it.
know what fucking audience.
I do
You
like
get
to
the
watch
you
from
get,
a
you get
distance,
these
though.
tickets on StubHub.
Well, sometimes I've done that. I got to admit, sometimes I've seen a spot that's so tight, I've stopped to see if the guy will do it.
Sure.
I could
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
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 Dude, I watched a bus going down Bedford Avenue in Brooklyn. It was so tight. It was so tight, and there was an ambulance double parked or something, and he inched. He reads out. He's pulling them both mirrors in.
I believe it.
Inching, bus full of people, inching. gets through the whole block as was watching, and then everybody just went.
Clapping, I know it.
It's the most New York shit I've ever
You know what's
seen.
another thing I know, too? I know when someone's trying to, if I'm looking for a spot and someone else gets the spot, I'll know off the first cut of the wheel if they're going to get it. And then even furthermore, I know that they're not going to try again.
Oh,
so sometimes I'll
you'll
know
wait.
this guy's going to get it, but sometimes I could tell off how bad that first cut was.
Sure.
They have, a 5% or less chance of attempting again, and then I swoop in.
You ride it out.
I call it applying pressure. If I see them waiting to get into a spot and I know it's tight and I don't think they got the if I think it's a Yanni in front of me, I'll fucking pull up and wait behind. I'll go.
Right.
Let's see. You got eyes on you.
Right.
Apply some put the heat in the kitchen on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got the curlers in his hand.
Go around.
When my wife first moved we lived together in Brooklyn. She's from Long Island. I don't think she
You
ever.
guys live in that apartment where the studio is.
Yeah. I don't think she ever parallel parked in her life, so I would actually have to get out of the passenger seat and finish it for her for a while, and she just couldn't do it. Yeah, she just couldn't. I mean, a lot of people who live in the burbs, they just can't do it.
They just never. I mean, the one thing that we talk about now is like I have a spot now because my car got stolen, so I'll do a spot. I have like a garage, but before I would have to. Me and my wife would get back from wherever we were. And then I'd start looking for parking. And, like, I just have memorized the spots and the best way to go around my neighborhood to look for the spots. And she'd be like, we'd be pulling up on it. It's like clearly a fire hydrant. It's been a fire hydrant the fucking 6 years we've been living there. And she's like, oh, right here, right here. And I'm like, lady, you got to get out of the car. This is a man's job. I can't do this with you. You're calling out bad spots.
I love that your car got stolen by probably one of the fans of the show.
Sure.
Yes.
Shout out to Kia
happened?
Boys.
Where did you get taken from?
The Kia Boys got me. You know the Kia Boys? Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
They'd be right up your alley. A bunch of there's a defect in Kias and Hyundais that they can just start it with an iPhone and a USB cable, and so that's what they do. And they just steal them. And the Kia Boys, they just steal them, and we found the kids. I got in the back of the cop car. We drove to the fucking. They were like, oh, it might be.
Oh, because
down
you were
here.
tracking it, like you could track your car.
They tracked it because they drive by and take pictures of all the parked cars. So I gave my license plate. They're like, oh, this is under the GWB. So the cop was like, hop in. So I just got in the back. We drove, and there was 4 kids. They were like smoking like, K2 something.
Sure.
They're all just in there all fucked up. They were 13 to 16 years
So
old.
you got your car back then?
Yeah, which is nuts. They just go.
They didn't even break it. They didn't do anything to
No,
it.
they smashed the windows. They're just in there just fucking around.
Did they get arrested? The cops arrest them?
Yeah. 2 kids got out the back. They got 2, and they were like, they'll be out today. They're like, they're minors. These aren't enforceable charges. They'll be out today.
That's what it is.
But they just go, that's your car.
Yeah.
On the side of the road, windows smashed, everything.
Yeah.
They go, we checking for guns. If there's no guns, it's yours.
So you had to just drive it home with the windows
I had to
smashed.
jump my car with a fucking screwdriver and drive it and then go find parking.
And you didn't miss your spot. You still showed up at New York Comedy Club for your 8 p.m.
I did to make my $40.
Yes.
On that note, if you see some activity in the city, somebody's getting mugged or something like that, are you stepping in? Are you making a move?
He will. I will.
I will. We almost did it in Bay Ridge. Remember we saw that guy screaming at his girlfriend?
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood started to descend on this kid, but then the girl, told us to get away.
I had that happen
The
as well.
girl was like, I don't want you guys here.
I had that happen. The Mummers Parade, a very famed, trashy thing in Philadelphia. We're in the streets, everybody's partying in the streets, decks a girl. We turn around, she's on the ground crying. We run over, grip him up, throw him up against the fucking wall. There's like 5 of us, and she starts ripping us off. I deserved it. I deserved it.
That's Philly.
We we're not fixing this.
Wow.
That was a similar situation to the one in Bay Ridge.
Yeah,
she started telling everybody to fuck off, even though this guy was like pushing her and
Screaming
yelling at
like
her.
so
Well, that's when they
abusive.
turn on you.
Yeah,
Then
right.
it's them 2
Then it's
versus
like,
you, and you're
look,
like,
Right.
I can't help this.
You're going to be starring in your own ID channel documentary in a couple of years. That's your business.
Yeah.
It's your fucking
What's
business.
the OnlyFans, honey?
Yeah. I'll see you on A&E.
Yeah. It's bad. But that's how fucking crazy the abuse can get with the women.
Of course. It's nuts, but like that's what cops say. They're like, the worst ones are the domestic disputes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then they both turn on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Late night diner order from both of you. Go to the diner late night.
Big part of my life. It's
So
just a big part of being a New Yorker. is the
We
diner.
just did it the other night.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
for me, I'm going to go mushroom cheeseburger, sauteed mushroom
Nice.
cheeseburger. Sauteed.
That's crazy, dude.
Ready for this? Sauteed mushroom cheeseburger with disco fries.
Shout out Disco
Fries. And then probably if I'm really, I'll get, depending on the Yuka app. Well, now with the Yuka app, I probably won't get a Diet Coke. I'll probably go seltzer with a lime. But then I'll also get a diner cheesecake. I love a diner cheesecake. I'll get that. That's usually the
Wow.
big time order.
Yeah.
Mushroom and cheese?
Sauteed mushroom cheeseburger, baby.
It's great.
Whoa.
Yeah, sauteed mushrooms. Love it.
Is that only a late night move, or will you get that a lot?
That's typically what I'll get, or I'll get a tuna melt. Or I'll get a patty melt. I like melts.
That's what I do, patty melt.
You do a patty melt?
Patty melt, deluxe. Yeah, it's a diner. Deluxe means fries, and then give me mayo on the side. And then I drench the patty melt in mayo, and
You have a famous
We have a moment on this.
offend me with the mayo.
Yeah,
Yes.
He goes to the Subway guy, offend me with the
mayo.
mayo.
That's
Yes.
how I tell him. That's how I let him know.
You won't put ketchup on a burger.
I do both.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's not New Yorker, but I just did this the other day and I didn't feel great about it. Oh, this is back to parking. Have you ever saved a spot? Like, say there's a spot out front of the house and your wife's like, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Will you stand there and go,
No.
Tell me.
now my buddy's coming around the block?
No. I had a cone in my trunk that I would put. That was a good trick.
You're a firefighter's wife. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Exactly. Look, parking in Brooklyn at night is so hard, so I had a little fucking cone.
Yeah.
I would put the cone in there. And
When you left?
When I left.
And
I put
hoped
the
that it
cone-
would be
hope
there?
It would be there. And
Yeah.
occasionally it would, but usually no. And then I just lost the cone. Somebody
Yeah.
just took the cone.
Yeah.
Because probably someone said, this is probably a good idea. Because they looked around, they saw no other signs, and they're like, some guy's trying to fucking hold
Nope.
the spot.
I won't do it. For me, it's the same principle. That's the same reason why I don't like the speeding cameras, because you got to catch me.
I have a big thing. You
gotta
guys, this is America.
catch me.
You got to
gotta
catch me.
Just like you got to catch the spot. You can't have hold and helpers. Then you know what? Then I'll fucking sit out there all day, and nobody will
I'll
park
pay
on this
a guy
block.
minimum
Dude,
wage
you
to
know
sit
what?
there.
You know what, dude?
That's such a dirtbag. No one gets to park.
He's so fucking right.
Yeah,
dude.
you got to catch
They're
me.
fucking cheating with these
That's
fucking
bullshit.
cameras.
That's bullshit.
It's no fun in that, dude. Just
gotta
because
catch me.
You gotta catch me, dude.
It's bullshit,
Yeah.
dude. The whole thing's got pussified. You got to. I want you to fucking.
And then you
speed.
can still go. You can go. Even if they catch you, go to pull you over, you go, it's my right to fucking press the gas. And
the other
fucking-
day-
of the O.J. Simpson. This
The other
fucking
day,
thing.
the other day,
Simpson.
yeah, the other day I was parked illegally. Traffic cop was coming around, and I walked. We got there at the same time. I said, "Did you clip me?" He said, "I just scanned you." I said, "Hey, it's what it is. I fucking did I did the crime. I'll do the time." and then he was like,
put your hands out
Yeah,
like
he was like, "Oh, I'm
I'll
sorry."
talk to my lawyer.
Well, but he said to me, "It's like there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry to insist." I said, "Give me the ticket, $55. Give me the ticket. I have no problem with it. If I got caught, as long as you caught me." I'm parked here illegally. It's no problem.
That sometimes throws them. I got pulled over one time, and I was cooking, doing like 80 in a 55. It had to drop down. I didn't know. And he goes, "You know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was fucking flying, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see it go down." He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'll take. Just give me the ticket." Like, there's
Yeah.
no.
It's
like
no-
You're not gonna tap dance and try to
Fair
get out of
fight.
this. I was like,
Yeah.
"No, man. I'm
Fucking
good."
cameras at the base of the Queensboro Bridge. Give me a fucking break.
It's bad.
Get me with a radar gun.
Yeah.
Pull
That's
up
what
behind me.
Yeah.
That's what I used to call whenever I raw dogged a girl. I'd go, I did the crime. I do the time 2 to 22 days.
Wait to see if any symptoms
Wait to see
pop
anything
up.
happens.
Symptoms, pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to pop
That's
up.
what I used to call doing a bid.
Yeah, doing
You're
a
in
bid.
purgatory.
Yeah,
Doing a
22
bid.
days. 22 days of worry.
And
Yeah.
you get out and you go, "Whoo,
Yeah.
man, never
Oh.
doing that again." Then you do it again. You go, "What the fuck?"
Fuck, I tell one of the greatest repeat offenders of all time is our good friend Joe DeRosa.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe DeRosa was living in prison in the summer of 2021.
He does bids like crazy. Kid
You
doesn't
can't
know what
imagine.
life on the outside looks like.
He doesn't even give a
Yeah.
fuck, dude. He'll go trans. It doesn't matter.
He does bids.
We asked Yanni this in a roundabout way. We got to it when he was here last. But Chrissy D, backseat of a cab, action, no action,
Like sex?
Not
whatever.
sex. You make it, if you're leaving the bar with a lady, you're going back to your house. Obviously,
I used to. Not probably now. Not in an Uber. Because they have more of my
They're all
information.
cammed up, too.
But a taxi cab, yeah. I've gotten blowies back there. I fingered back there. I've gotten a couple
says
blowies and a
blowies,
couple of
too.
fingers. And one time I was getting a blowy and I saw the cabbie looking in the rearview mirror. I said, "This fucking guy probably just got to this country. Let him take a peek."
This is American hog right here, bro. That's called circumcised.
Yeah.
It was great. 'cause the
Remember how
cabs-
proud he was? Blowies in the
Yeah,
cab.
blowies in the back because the cab, it's got the divider.
It felt like another world. We've said it felt like
Another
that
world.
guy's in his
Yeah.
own apartment. You know what I mean?
I got a blowy from my ex when we were in college. She was my blowy from high school, and I got a blowy in the back, and it was fucking great.
Pretty cool.
Still, it's like an American holiday in my life.
It's a blowy
So
in the
good.
back. It is an American. It's like a 4th of July hot dog because you're not going down on a girl in the back.
No,
That's
you can't.
you don't do
They
that.
can
But a
do
blowy in the
blowies.
back, very easy. Just suck my stick.
Yeah.
Suck my
Yeah.
dick. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Merch, the new merch coming. Are you garbage? Suck my stick. Get him.
I got one that's not. I just happened to this, and I didn't feel right doing it. We were. I was on a plane. The plane was getting ready to take off. They're still loading in. I'm sitting there. Is it rude bounces off everybody in the room. Is it rude to take a phone call then? While you're like sitting there waiting, you're not waiting to take off. Like it's boarding.
I mean, are we talking about, hey, what's going on? Or is it
a little bit? Collie T called me. We were, hamming it up.
Dude, that's when I FaceTime my family right before I take off. I'm on FaceTime with that.
You are half Puerto Rican at this point.
I think it is a little rude.
It's a little rude
if you don't have earbuds in. If you got earbuds in,
wait, you're doing it on the speaker?
No,
you put it in your ear.
Yeah, I know, but it is. It's. I was sitting next to somebody who wasn't you, and
Who is she?
You have to watch your. I don't know. It's a more quieter time.
Yeah,
more solemn time.
Right. I do. I'll do it. For me, I say no. I FaceTime with the fam. That's what I do.
I respect that.
I do that, but with earphones. Always with earphones.
Yeah. You got it.
And then when you land, you face them again so they can clap because the plane landed.
Yeah. I mean, planes that thank God that you don't see that too much anymore with the people clapping.
Well, I think it's back.
I was just going to bring it up. I flew from Florida, Fort Lauderdale yesterday, and we had a relatively rough landing. But I've been on those before. But like the plane slammed down, and this is the second flight that I've been on where the pilot, while we're landing, is talking to the passengers, saying everything's going to be okay. I understand that it's a little rocky. We might have a harsh landing. So I'm like, oh wow, this is because of these recent incidents, because it's like it's 2 in the last 2 weeks. The pilot, as we're landing, is talking the entire time.
Damn.
And my flight going out to Fort Lauderdale, our pilot was a woman, and a guy got off the plane.
Get out of here!
I swear to God, he walked off, and he sighed, and he said, "Oh, I'm actually gonna get off the plane." And the lady was like, "Would you like to see me?" She goes, "I'm just not gonna take this flight."
Let me tell you, for me, that's like hearing a German train conductor. I'm off. I'm getting off.
Yeah,
I'm off. You shouldn't. I'm sorry. I want my guy with a white beard and a drinking problem.
Yeah,
that's what I want flying my plane. Did you see the one at O'Hara Airport that just happened?
No.
I mean, dude, they're happening like
what today?
Every week. It was like yesterday. So I don't know what's going on. Plane comes into land. You saw it?
Yeah.
Fucking jet coming across. He has to come right back up, or they would have just slammed right into each other.
And killed everybody.
Killed everybody, dude.
Those scare me.
So close.
That's never happened yet, but if I ever get into that land and take off, I'll probably have a heart attack.
Land and take off is not fun. That's not fun.
I did that once, and it was.
I've been on that once. It's
horrible.
It's horrible. But that then. I'm sorry it happened twice. Once the pilot talked to us the whole way, which was great. The second time, nobody said anything. So that was very, very nerve-wracking because you're like, did we get fucking hijacked?
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking.
Dude, it's kind of scary because our whole career is just getting in planes. And the more planes we get in, the more chances we're giving ourselves to fucking...
It's Delta, too, which is our... I thought Delta was...
Well, what do you think got a higher chance of dying in, a plane or the bus with Bert Kreischer?
The buses, we've done buses are... You really give a lot of that power to the driver.
Yeah.
Middle of the night, he's driving through the Smoky Mountains or something. You're like,
I'm okay with it. I got the CPAP on. I'm sleeping
good
like
to go.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, planes are definitely scary now, but they say when you look into them that there were more incidents last year. The media is just covering more of them. I'm like, well, actually, yes, but it's also a plane fucking crashed in Washington, D.C. So that didn't happen last year.
Sure, plane crashed in Philly.
Yeah.
So you can't take a nap on a plane, huh?
No, he goes
I
out.
can, but it sucks.
Yeah.
I wake up a little groggy, a little swollen, a little groggy. If I got a couple of Bloody Marys in me, it's bad.
Is it noisy when he sleeps on a plane?
Nah, he's out. I prefer him to sleep because he's noisier awake. Then, especially gets a couple in. If he's got a couple in him and I don't have a couple in me, he is a tough hang.
Yeah.
I squirm a little bit.
But we got to wrap it up, though, gang.
Boys, this was an absolute treat.
Long time in the making.
back.
Yes.
Two of the absolute funniest, two of the absolute best in the business, the history Hyenas. Fellas, we love you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the special.
Thank you so much. Hulu, it's just unfortunate. Go to ChristyComedy.com and then Madison Square Garden, September 11th. Hey, all I'm going to say is just come to that building. I'm not sure where the show's actually going to be. I know it's going to be in that building.
It will be on that address.
Could be upstairs or downstairs. Depends if the tickets start to cook a little bit.
Yanni, what do you got for them?
Yeah, catch me on the road. When's this coming out?
Next week.
Oh, well, you just missed me in Philly. Damn it, which is fucking a large fan base of yours. God fucking damn it. And I need the help.
That's why we call him Yanni Almost.
Yanni always fucking almost. But
Because his eyes are almost touching.
Yes, exactly. Cleveland and San Diego and Rochester and Springfield, Missouri. And HistoryHyenas.com for all your information. Check
That's it.
that out. And it's good to finally be on here with you boys.
Happy
Love
to have
you
you
guys.
guys.
We
Podcast
love you so
partner.
much, and thank you for everything.
you.
We love you guys. Kippy,
Love
hit 'em.
you guys.
Guys, we're on the road as well. Get your tickets. The Back on the Block tour at areyougarbage.com. We'll see you out there. And also check out the Route 66 special on the YouTube page. We love you. Thank you.
We love you, gang. We'll see you next week.
Peace.